recording. What was that?
I don't know. Try it again. It happened to me yesterday when I was recording. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Weird.
just try it again. I don't know what it was.
Okay. Welcome, everyone, to House Meeting Podcast. This is a podcast about Big Brother, maybe even the podcast about Big Brother. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to think about this show. Today's episode is definitely live feeds only. This is your spoiler alert, but I'm going to be honest. I don't think we're going to spoil anything. I think everything's pretty obvious at this point in the week. But I have here with me today Miss Ellen, of course. And we have a special guest today. We have Jason Petros of Ears Up Podcast, also my husband.
Hi, hello. This is Dr. Will. And I'm next door, so don't be too loud. Most boring. Can you imagine being more boring than that stand-up? It was awful.
Oh man, it's fine. It was Dr. Will. It was he did look a little plastic, a little robot-y.
I was going to say, when you have that much ghost makeup on, it kind of makes up for personality or entertainment.
Yeah, and the bathrobe and the winking, but it's very Dr. Will. I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So you can always find us, of course, on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Podcasts. We are also on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube right now. We're on YouTube right now. So just go ahead and go find us there if you would like. And if you have feedback for our show, you can email us at housemeetingpodcast@gmail.com. And lastly, we are on Patreon. So if you are enjoying this like we are, and you have just a little bit of spare change in your pocket, go over to patreon.com/housemeeting and throw a little donation at us. So as I said, I've got Ellen here and Jason, and we are going to talk about the live feeds for week 8, which are... nothing's happened. Like last week, on Wednesday, it was like, oh, nothing happened. And then Thursday exploded or something like that. This week, like nothing. And even every time I turn it on, it stars. So there's nothing to watch anyway. It's
I ended up having to read everything because every time I would just get so bored tuning in because it was either stars or like they were just talking about TV shows.
Yeah.
I just got sick of it. So I was like, I'm just going to read this later and then go back and watch the important stuff. And then there really wasn't any important stuff.
Right. Well, so there were a couple of things that did happen. The first one, which I thought was very funny. I tried to find a clip, but the clip was very staticky and so it wouldn't play well. But they got alcohol one night. And I guess Danny tried to convince Nicole. Nobody else had seen it except Nicole. And Nicole went and told Danny. And then Danny tried to convince Nicole to hide a bottle of wine. And Nicole was like, no, they're going to vote us out. And Danny's like, just come on. It's fine. No one's even going to know. We'll hide it. And Nicole's like, they're going to see that we're drunk and we have red teeth. And it's just like, but honestly, I think I would be right on Danny's side on this one. I'd be like, let's just go.
Too.
It's the only fun thing to do in the house is to hide wine from people. Go do it. Go sneak off into the have not room with a bottle of wine, drink half of it, then go to the HOH room and be like, you guys, they brought us alcohol. And then there's not that many people in the house. There's I think what they had was 2 bottles of wine and 3 beers.
Oh my God.
I know, it's kind of ridiculous.
They really starve them of alcohol.
But if they show up and there's 1 bottle of wine and 3 beers, who's really even gonna know?
They just be like, wow, they're really cheapskates this year.
Yeah.
Can you imagine though voting someone out because they hid wine from you?
Only Christmas. I could totally see Christmas doing that.
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be it's against the alliance.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
We shared it with the commission.
Yeah, I asked you your favorite winery, and you hid it from me, and so therefore, why did you hide it from me?
Right. It's ridiculous.
Christmas, this is a truly. What are you talking about? Well, I don't know, really. Cody hasn't told me what I'm talking about yet. He hasn't given me my code, so I don't know.
Yeah. She is kind of robotic. Like, she really just, she's so loyal,
You know
like her son,
God.
to the committee. That
She actually strikes...
I never actually connected that before. Yeah.
She actually strikes me as like one of those anti-vaxxer moms on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Where like she has
Totally.
a thought in her head and you cannot change that. And people have talked about this in the house before too. It's like Christmas is unchangeable. She's unwavering, which is good if she's on your side, I guess, but also bad if you're trying to give her new information that is counter to her old information. She's not having it at all.
100%. She is going further and further and further down in my book, honestly. She drives me absolutely mad.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, well, I guess we'll talk about our hopes for this triple eviction, but I'm really, really hoping she goes home tomorrow or tonight.
Tonight.
It's
I'm
tonight.
actually,
Oh,
it's
geez.
tonight. It's very exciting. It's a 2-hour episode. And so let's just get into this. The only other thing that happened this week was that freaking CBS gave them a heads up about the biggest exciting twist surprise of the season. They basically told them that it was a live eviction. So what I guess happened, and I didn't see it on the feeds happen, but from what I gather from reading, Dr. Will came on the TV for all of 10 seconds and told everyone to think 3 steps ahead with a couple of winks, and then was off the TV. Why would they do that?
It's
It's just like you're already throwing a triple eviction in, something that's unprecedented for Big Brother US, in order to make your really boring season more exciting, and then you just give it away. Everybody before that was speculating like, oh, I wonder if they'll make it like a double eviction, or if it'll just be a triple, or like how will they reveal it? But nobody guessed that they would just do it in the most boring way possible.
Right, with the most boring guest host they've ever had besides Rachel. And I wonder if it's because they don't, there's not enough going on actually in the house. Like, people really aren't talking game because the big world alliance, the NATO of everybody, they all sort of like, I think I said this on the last time I was on, they're like independent city states. They're like the little Greek independent city where it's like you do whatever you want, but as long as you're sort of with everybody, we're fine, we're cool.
Okay.
But we all know from history that doesn't actually work out for too long. And so everyone's still sort of in that honeymoon phase of, oh, we're all happy and shiny and working to get the people who don't look like us out of this house first, and then we'll eat our own. But so I wonder if they told them to start making people talk game and to strategize to break that alliance up maybe a little bit early, because they understand everything's boring. The feeds are boring. They are boring.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting take. I hadn't thought about it in that way, but yeah, like, I mean, I guess they need content.
They need something.
They don't have content to even edit at this point.
Right.
For who's going home tonight. Like,
and I'm sure they're losing so many people from CBS All Access. Like, I'm sure people are just dropping like flies for a multitude of reasons, because it's boring, and also because of the stars being constantly all you see when you tune into the live feed. So once they did announce that, they did all start talking about who they would put up and what their plan would be, which did make it more interesting.
And
so it worked.
Right, and that is exciting. And now they have something to edit for this. Imagine having a 2-hour show. I wish Sam was here.
Oh my God.
Imagine if we talked to Sam about it. Imagine having a 2-hour show to prep for with zero content to put in that jives with the 2-hour storyline of the triple evic, right? Like, there's nothing. So I may be thinking about it now. They probably did have to at least let them know things are gonna happen.
They were like, literally nothing happened in that last veto episode, so maybe we should do something about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Kevin cried, and David thought too much of himself, and that's basically rinse repeat.
Right, right. Well, and we'll talk about this tomorrow in more detail, I'm sure. But like, even like that segment yesterday with Kevin kind of sort of talking about him being half Japanese, half black. Even that felt a little forced. Like they were trying.
Sometimes when they have those those race conversations, you can tell they know it's going to be on TV. But that one, it really felt like they Kevin was just like, oh, I'm just having this conversation. Like, it just did not feel like that at all. It was like, what is this?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. And so, okay, so they told them, right? They told them essentially, but these house guests are so I don't know if I want to say bad at the game, but they're so bad at the game that they also didn't even believe it 100%. So I did see some stuff where Cody was talking to Memphis and was like, he didn't say it was going to be this week. So maybe and Memphis was like, yeah, I think we have another week of just regular. So like,
that would make sense. That would make total sense, Memphis.
Yeah. So they're not even fully buying into it. And I get it. You're in the house. You never really know what's going on.
Right.
And that's all you have to talk about. But I don't know. I go back and forth. I don't really. I think it was stupid of them to do it. But I hadn't thought about what Jason said. Maybe they're doing it because they need something to edit. So then I guess it does sort of make, if that's the reason, that makes a little bit of sense.
It's the only thing I can pull out as to why they would blow this, because like Ellen said, it's unprecedented in the U.S. U.S. Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you ruin the best surprise of the best part of the season so far is this that we've never seen before? Why would you tell them? But the only way, like I said, the only reason I can think about is to generate content and to sort of freak everybody out.
Yeah. I mean.
Then again, though, it's content for the feeds, but can they really? I guess they will use it for the show, but I don't know. It just feels like they would want. I feel like better content is when they announce it to them and it's a surprise. Do you know what I mean? Like for the actual TV show. For the feeds, it creates a lot of content and like it keeps you watching.
It's true.
Well,
but
I think
the show would be more exciting if it was a surprise.
It definitely would be, but I think the content it gives them for editing the actual show is not when they're discussing what to do during the 3. It's those moments where they're like, well, Christmas has to go first. This is the order of how things have to go. And they're all having that conversation now, which gives the editors something to edit.
And then hopefully those conversations get back to everybody. Hopefully Kevin goes and runs his mouth to everybody. Hopefully, who are the other people who've sort of like turned? Kind
Nicole tells everybody everything.
Just turns her broadcast stream on and just starts yapping at everybody.
Yeah. So I kind of feel right now like I hate to say this out loud even, but I think Nicole might be playing the best game.
No.
What?
Thank you, Ellen. This is a conversation Taryn and I had last night, and I'm like, I don't know when I got transported to Mars, but here I am alone on a planet that Taryn is not on.
She's thinking about the game, even when it comes to wine. She's considering every single move she makes in the house right now as how she's going to get to the final 2. And I think that is good gameplay. I forget what it was. She was talking to Cody last night about something and on the actual show. And I turned that's when I said, I was like, I think she's playing the best game. And then I got
she has no resume. She has everybody in the jury house hates her.
Well, that's
it's not
true.
looking good for her in the final 2. She's playing a good game to make it to the final 3, 2, whatever.
But you will see, like in her DRs, I don't know if the jury house gets to see the DRs or not.
They don't.
They don't?
No.
Oh, well then this doesn't matter. But because in the DR, she's blaming everything on Danny.
Yeah.
Which I think is to save face for the audience.
I think it's some of that. I think it's not jury management, but it's post game management, because she knows that everybody's going to go back and watch these.
Yeah.
And so everyone always likes to hold over everyone's head. Well, you'll see when you go back and rewatch. I'm like, first of all, I would never.
You wouldn't?
No, I would never go back and rewatch because it would just piss me off.
Oh my God. I would probably watch it like 10 times in a row.
Oh my God. I mean, so to your point, Taryn, which is invalid.
Thank you.
Nicole is like Danny. I mean, at least, I don't know. Nicole isn't even like Danny. Nicole, which is how she plays the game, she's just nice to everybody and is sort of neutral. She's gray, right? She doesn't do anything. She doesn't really say much of anything.
I disagree.
She doesn't do a thing. She gets lucked into these alliances because she's pretty and she's nice and whatever, but she's not actually really doing anything. I don't think she's formulating proper ideas in her head, and she's not executing them. To Ellen's point, she hasn't done anything. What has she done? What is she? She's not HOH.
She takes she takes little bits of information and delivers it to.
So does Kevin.
Chaotically.
So does Kevin.
It chaotically.
Yeah. So
whatever, you guys.
Kevin does the same thing. Why isn't Kevin playing a really good game?
Well,
he's won just as much. Actually, I think Kevin's won something. I don't think she's even won anything.
Well, no, she hasn't won anything.
Yeah, and he delivers information. People just don't like him.
Well, he's not white.
Right. But he is whiny. So there you go.
They are kind of the same,
They are
aren't
kind
they?
of the same person. I don't know. I think Nicole is playing an awful game. She's riding on her last win, which, again, of course, she didn't deserve because she didn't do anything. But
her game is obviously working. She's done this. This is her third time, and
the only
works.
reason it's working is because there are people in the house that this is what I mean by luck, right? Memphis and Cody and everybody for some reason decided to already target David, Davon, Bailey, Kevin, and Kaser and Janelle. That was it. So she knew, okay, I'm at least behind 7 shields. I'm fine. So I don't have to do anything at all. And that's exactly what she's been doing. So if that's good gameplay, sure, she's playing a good game. But it's not really a good game. She's just playing Big Brother. Like if you're playing Monopoly and you don't trade anything with anybody and you don't draw any cards and you don't,
worst.
Then are you playing a good Monopoly game or are you just playing Monopoly? She's just playing Big Brother, but she's not good at it.
Okay. I mean, I could see your point.
Yeah, thank you. Because I will keep yelling about
Jason,
this.
who do you think is playing a good game? If anyone. Or if you had to choose one person.
That's a good question. I think Janelle's playing a good game because she's just at home, just, being Janelle. No, out of that game, I think it's hard, honestly, because everybody is sort of playing the same game. I think the best game right now would probably go to Tyler because he blew up a couple people's game and got out of it.
Yeah.
He's nowhere near the block. No one's sniffing around him to put him up. I would say Enzo also because Enzo's sort of chill. And he's like, hey, man, whatever. He has his own agenda, and it sounds like, and you guys will talk about that on the next ep, like he's not afraid to throw a wrench in the system. And I don't know if production's telling him to say that or not, but whatever. So I would say Tyler/Enzo would be
what I think is cool about Enzo is that he is not part of the larger alliance and then still has survived. Like he's not technically a part of what are they, the committee or the commission?
The committee.
I don't understand. Okay.
No one does.
The compromise, I think is.
Yeah, he's not technically a part of that alliance and he's survived and is not really like now people are kind of using his name in all these fake conversations where they're like, oh, don't worry. If the triple happens, I'll put up David and Enzo. And they're using his name there, but I don't actually think they mean it. I hope they go after each other. If they don't try to go after each other in the triple, that would be absolutely
It's the best time. It's the only time to do it without getting all the blood on your hands.
But I think that's what's cool about Enzo is he's like, and that could be kind of a resume selling point in like a final 2 speech. Because he's like, look, this whole alliance was in there and I wasn't. Has he even been on the block once?
No.
But he's in these little alliances. But he definitely must know that there is this bigger one that he's not in. Especially,
and he doesn't really take any of the little ones seriously except for like his actual relationship with Cody. Like he's got a friendship and that's like a true thing, I think.
And I think with Tyler,
that,
I think he's, and I think that's why him and Tyler are probably in the best position right now.
Yeah.
I really honestly hope that both of them make it through tonight.
Yeah.
So let's just do that right now. What are your, I don't know, should we do predictions or should we do what we want to happen? Maybe predictions.
Predictions.
Oh, wait, but before we do that, I did want to say that the spoiler account said that tonight's format for the triple is not going to be like Canada. It's actually going to be
good.
2 HOHs, like 2 full weeks.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's great because the Canada one kind of takes something fun and then makes it like boring.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping that that's true and that it is 2 HOHs. I think that would be much better.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to be very fast HOHs and very luck driven, but I think
which I'm excited about.
I think fine.
I think that this show could, especially this season, could use more chance competitions.
Yeah.
Because I think it's not not that it's not really fair, but I don't think that the point of Big Brother should be just like just how strong or just how smart you are in terms of Big Brother trivia. I feel like there should be a little like wrench in the plan sometimes.
100%. I totally agree with that. So, Ellen, what do you think is going to happen tonight? Or who do you think is going to go home, and then who do you want to go home?
I think that Memphis is going to win. I'm sorry, but I think that Memphis is going to win at least one of the two HOHs. I'm pretty like,
yeah.
I would be very surprised if that doesn't happen. For some reason, it just feels like what would happen.
Okay.
Because of course it won't be the best possible scenario.
Of course.
And somehow, I don't know I don't have an idea of who the second winner would be, but I feel like Danny. But okay, no. I think if Memphis gets HOH, he would hope for David to leave.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that Danny just will leave as another one. I feel like
Okay.
Danny is like on everybody's minds right now.
Yeah.
And then you want me to answer my hope?
Yeah. What do you hope?
My hope is that Danny wins, and that at least one of them, or Tyler. But who I want to go home is Memphis and Christmas.
Yeah.
Very, very strongly.
That's absolutely fair.
So
All right.
I'm setting myself up to be disappointed.
Oh, 100%. This whole season is just a setup for disappointment, honestly. Yeah. Jason, who do you want to leave tonight?
Tonight I want Danny and Nicole and Christmas to leave.
Okay.
I want them all to leave.
Okay, well that's not possible.
But I also want Cody to leave, and I also want Memphis to leave. Like I don't know. It's hard to pick. It's like if you had 5 kids, you're supposed to rank which one you love the most. That's easy enough to do, but putting the one, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I think so. Who's going to win? I think I don't know. I want to say a Tyler and an Enzo are going to win. I don't think Nicole's going to win. I just don't see Danny winning much of anything. Christmas maybe, but she's so far out there. I don't know. Anyway, that's my prediction. Tyler and who did I say?
Enzo.
Thank you. And then as far as leaving, I think David and Kevin. Nobody's going to sleep well until David and Kevin are gone for some reason. So they are definitely going to be gone tonight. And then there's a triple, so I'm going to guess it's either Danny or Christmas.
Okay.
Either one. I feel like Danny is maybe a little more on people's radar, like you guys are saying, but Christmas is still sort of like wearing the scab off. You know what I mean? So I think that'll be it. I would like to see a Memphis go because suddenly people forgot about why everyone doesn't like him in the first place. 3 weeks ago or whatever.
I know.
So I would love for that to happen. And then they keep the people who aren't winning, like the David and the Kevin, right? Keep them. Go after the people who are winning, who aren't in your alliance.
Yeah. Well, so David or Kevin has to leave tonight. One of them. I think it's going to be Kevin.
Yeah.
So I think Kevin's going to be one out. Then I think David's going to win. I think David's going to win an HOH.
Wow.
I would love that.
Me too. I think he's going to win an HOH. Okay, so I guess this is what I hope happens. I hope that David wins an HOH and then Danny.
I would bet money that David wins nothing until he leaves.
Probably.
Yeah,
he won 10 grand, so there's that.
Sure. But after taxes, it's like 5.
I didn't realize up until you said that how badly I actually want that to happen. I want David to win his triple HOH, like the most important, like not
that
win
would be
anything.
Good. Yeah.
Except for $10,000, which is pretty cool. But but not win anything and then win the HOH of the season. That would be pretty.
That would be a really. Like, if CBS can rig it to do that, that would be really cool. Great TV.
Yeah, as much as we all talk about how that would be bad in any other circumstance. Well, now.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's
true.
Great. I think we could have used a lot more production involvement.
Yeah, we actually talk about that a lot on this show. Just like, you know what? Especially seasons like this, production, just go in there. Just figure this out.
Be doing something to make your boring show less boring.
Yeah.
It's true. It should be more like a real reality show.
Right. Yeah. Right. The outcome is predetermined. Yeah. That's fine.
Could you say that again? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kim Kardashian, but could you say that again, but be a little more snotty? Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, I think I would like David to win and then Danny, and then to go home. I really think Christmas's name is everywhere. So
Yeah.
I'm just really hopeful that she's going to go home tonight, along with Kevin, of course. And then, I think I'm with you, Ellen. I think that the next best would be Memphis or Cody.
Yeah.
As long as, honestly, I think I'll be happy tonight if Tyler stays and Danny stays and David stays. Those three.
Honestly, I would love to see Cody go home only because he's so smug.
Yeah.
And there's all that pre-gaming with Derek. Is that a rumor? Is that confirmed? I don't know. I think it's probably confirmed. But he's too secure in this game, and he's too smug, and he knows it in the DR. And I would love for him to get caught up in this trip, and he's gone. He just defeated. I would love that so much.
Yes.
And everybody depends on him for like their own opinions.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting for him to leave now.
Right. Well, and I think that would be a fantastic outcome. That would make for good TV because you're right. Everyone depends on him. Everyone would be scrambling.
Yeah, well, that would leave a power vacuum, and that would leave Memphis to come back. He would be the second. He has that personality to quote lead.
Yeah.
Which is whatever. It's Big Brother.
It would also be fun, as much as I don't ever want to see Christmas on my screen again, it would also be fun to watch Cody and Memphis leave her not knowing she won't know what to do without Memphis.
That's true. Whenever she's hugging Memphis goodbye, she's going to whisper in his ear, what do I think? Tell me what I think about this.
Basically, yeah. Like she will be so lost. She's completely drawn a line in the sand with the girls. So that's gone. Like that would be kind of fun to watch. Just her meltdown after tonight if she were to survive and those two left.
Just to do like the linguistic, somersaults to try to get back into good graces with everybody. That would be fun to watch too.
Yeah, because you know what it is about Christmas. Why I don't like seeing her is that she cannot hide what she's really thinking. So she can say something nice to someone, but she has that look on her face where you know that she's lying. You know that she doesn't really believe it. Like that conversation that they showed on The Real Show with David, and you can just tell she's being ingenuine. But she thinks she's coming across as very genuine.
She needs to take one of Day's acting classes.
Yes, exactly. She's just awful. I can't stand that woman. But maybe she'll go home tonight.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for that.
That would be really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think tonight's going to be probably the best episode that we will see this season.
Well, yeah, because something has to happen. Because even if Kevin and David are the first two to go, then someone else has to go after that.
Yep.
So at least something will happen.
Something will happen. And I think worst case scenario would be Kevin, David, and then Danny. I think that would be worst case. But we'll see. It's probably going to happen because it's Big Brother 22. Anyway.
That's not only worst case, but it's like, it's expected. That's kind of what the general consensus like probably would be if they, I don't know, if this went as like a regular 3 weeks, that would probably be what happens. So I'm just hoping that people have more guts to do something bigger because it's a triple eviction.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that leads to another reason why they gave them a heads up is to think it through a little bit more. Because I think maybe more spontaneously, 3 is a big number to go home in one night. So maybe spontaneously they would be like, well, obviously it has, excuse me. Obviously it has to be David next. Like maybe it's countering that. Maybe CBS is trying to make that not happen by giving them an opportunity to think it through a little bit.
I wonder how the interviews afterwards are going to go because I forget how they do in doubles. I think that Julie doesn't get a whole lot of time with everybody, but this season she's been doing pretty good with her exit interviews. And so I don't know. I'd love to see everybody all at once so they can look at each other with, the stars spinning around their head and be like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't remember how she does the doubles.
It might just be, how like she's like the extended interview can be found on.
Right.
It might be that, but I hope it's not. I hope they're all 3 sitting there.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
So this is completely random, but there's this Twitter account that gives incorrect live feed updates.
Okay.
And it's
like a parody account?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's very funny, but sometimes I get confused. And So like there was one today about like Tyler giving goodbye messages to Christmas and stuff, and so I almost said that as truth because I was like, oh, like because I get confused, but I love the account.
What's it called?
It's
Give
called
it a shout out.
Incorrect BB updates. Like on
that would confuse me too.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm reading all these things, and then one I was like, I was like because I was just going to update you guys on. Well, they are doing goodbye messages, but that's not true because it's from the incorrect update account. So anyway, I don't know. Triple eviction tonight. This is monumental.
Let's go.
It's going to be fun.
Let's do it.
I think I'm very excited, but I do want to thank you both again for joining me today for another week of live feeds. And Ellen, you and Sam are going to join me tomorrow, and we are going to discuss the triple eviction, I think, among many other things, but that's probably going to be the big topic. So we will see you guys all again real soon. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. See y'all at the next house meeting.
Look at that.
I wish that I had